Hi students, how are you all? Today we shall discuss about bits in hydrogen and its compounds. Let's start with the conceptual bits. First one, the lightest element in the periodic table is lithium, fluorine, hydrogen and helium. As you know, the molecular masses, lithium molecular mass will be 7, fluorine will be 19, hydrogen 2, H2 molecule 2 grams, helium 4 grams. So, hydrogen is the less molecular mass element and the lighter element in the periodic table. Answer third option. Next bit. Hydrogen has similarity with alkali metals in nature of oxide, valence electrons, electronegative nature and tendency to form anion. Alkali metals. Alkali metal means first group elements. First group elements are lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, like that. Lithium configuration is 2s1, 1s2, 2s1. So this is 3s1, 4s1, 5s1, 6s1. Even hydrogen configuration is 1s1. It is taken as ns1. This is also taken as ns1. Where n equal to 1, here n equal to 2, 3, 4, etc. It means hydrogen has similarity with alkali metals in valence electrons, outermost shell electrons, because of ns1 configuration. Next, the ionization of hydrogen is greater than inert gas, nearer to inert gas, nearer to halogens, because there is a similarity in properties between halogens and hydrogen. That too, the ionization energy values of hydrogen is close to that of halogens. Option C correct. Next bit. Tritium emits, it is beta minus particle actually. Tritium is radioactive element, radioactive isotope of hydrogen. It emits beta minus particles. So those are low energetic particles, low energy particles. So answer will be beta. The radiation is beta particles. Next bit number 40. Which of the following reactions requires high temperature and catalyst? Reactivity of halogens: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Iodine is less reactive. That's why temperature required and catalyst also required to make it a fast reaction. So for iodine reactions, catalyst and temperature is required because it is less reactive among the halogens. So iodine reactions are reversible and iodine reactions are slow. To make them possible, we must maintain high temperature and catalyst. Next. Synthetic petrol is prepared by using a water gas and hydrogen. Synthetic petrol is also called synfuel. It is prepared from synthetic gas. It It is nothing but water gas. Water gas is CO plus H2. It is water gas. It is CO2 plus hydrogen. To increase in the hydrogen concentration in the water gas, it is treated with a steam. Then you get fuel. So the answer will be, this is called coal gasification. Coal gasification. Answer will be the second option. Water gas plus hydrogen gas. Next. Yes. 20. Which ionic hydride is stable up to its melting point? Generally, lithium is a smaller, cesium is a larger. Smaller means between lithium and hydrogen the gap is very less. Calcium and other elements, if you take, the distance will be easily broken. Stable or unstable? Unstable. Difficult to break? Stable. Smaller the atom, it means both will be attracted easily, strongly. Difficult to break, more stable, up to there. So third option is the right answer. Next. Dihydrogen reduces CuO2. CuO treated with hydrogen, then gives us to Cu plus H2. H2 converted into 0, converted into plus 1. Increase in oxidation state is oxidation. Itself involved in oxidation, it is acting as a reducing agent. Hydrogen reduces copper oxide into copper. Answer will be fourth option. Hydrogen reduces copper oxide into copper. Next. In ice, each oxygen is surrounded by 4 oxygen atoms in dash manner, tetrahedral manner. I told you already, this is in the synopsis. So, ice, it is oxygen, 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 oxygen. So, upside ring oxygen, front side, left side, right side, hexagonal rings oxygen tetrahedrally surrounded by each oxygen atoms. Answer will be tetrahedral. Next. H2O and H2O then give rise to H3O plus and OH minus. In this reaction, water acts H2O plus H2O gives rise to H3O plus OH minus. It is gaining one proton, this one to this one. Gaining means proton acceptor. Proton acceptor is a base, that to a Bronsted base. It is losing. Losing proton means losing proton. It is nothing but proton donor. Proton donor is acid, Bronsted acid. Clear? So, water has base and acidic both natures. Water can act as a base as well as acid. And a single water molecule can act as an acid as well as basic also. That is called amphoteric. Individually also they can act as an acid, base and acid and base. That's why option will be 1, 2, 3. That is Bronsted acid, Bronsted base and amphoteric oxide. Next. The temporary hardness of water due to the presence of Temporary hardness is due to the presence of bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. Permanent hardness is due to the presence of sulfates and chlorides of calcium and magnesium. Answer will be bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. Calcium bicarbonate or magnesium bicarbonate present in water, that is called temporary hardness of water. Temporary hard water. Right? Next bit. The formula of Colgan is sodium hexametaphosphate. Sodium hexametaphosphate is called Colgan. Na6P6O18, otherwise Na2, Na4, PO3 6 times. So any formula, both are same, right? Na2, Na4, PO3 6, it is Na4 wrong, it is PO3 4 wrong, it is PO3 thrice wrong, and the right option is first option. This is Colgan. Next. When zeolite, hydrated aluminum silicate is treated with water, sodium ions are exchanged with, sodium ions means cation, cation exchanged by cation itself, so that is calcium. Na2, Na4, PO3 6 times. It is Colgan. Zeolite means we want what is that? NaZ, Na2, Al2, Si2, OA, XH2. Treated with calcium plus 2 or magnesium plus 2, which is present in hard water. Clear all of you? Then give rest. 1 Ca equivalent to that of 2 Na plus ions, Ca, Al2, Si2, OA, XH2. It is sodium aluminum orthosilicate, it is calcium aluminum orthosilicate plus 2 Na plus ions will be removed. Clear? So this is as a precipitate, it will be removed. So it replaced by which ions? Calcium ions. Replaced by calcium ions. Option 2 correct. Next. The formula of, this is important bit already asked in the previous examinations. The formula of exhausted permutate is, this is zeolite or permanent. It is zeolite or permanent. It means sodium aluminum orthosilicate is called zeolite or permanent. After treating with hard water, then forms calcium or magnesium aluminum orthosilicate will be formed as a pigment. To this, if you added NaC to NaC, then we will get this one, zeolite. It means to buy this, we will again get the zeolite. It means there is a regeneration of taken permutate by the addition of NaCl to the calcium aluminum orthosilicate precipitate. Beginning this reaction, separated. If I added NaCl to this, again the taken zeolite will be regenerated. This is called, it is permutate, it is called exhausted permutate. Exhausted permutate. Permutate is sodium aluminum orthosilicate and exhausted permutate is calcium or magnesium aluminum orthosilicate. Next. Exhausted cation exchange resin regenerated by using solution of moderately concentrated. Study the bit perfectly. Exhausted cation exchanges. Cation exchanges RCOOH converted into RCOO minus plus He plus will be formed. So this as per the ion exchange method or synthetic resin method, so this is the cation exchange resin which generate He plus ions. Anion exchange resin generates OH minus ions. Now, so after this, calcium plus 2 or magnesium plus 2 in water, hard water it is, hard water, treated with RCOO minus, give rise to CaRCOO twice will be formed. Otherwise, MgRCOO twice will be formed. Right? This is to this. This is cation exchange resin. It is formed. So, we formed one by treating with acid, again forms cation exchange resin. CaRCOO twice. To this, if I added an acid, then give us CaSO4 plus 2 moles of RCOH. It is cation exchange resin. Cation exchange resin regeneration is called as exhausted. This is exhausted cation exchange resin. It is only cation exchange resin. Clear? By the addition of which one? Acid. You will get anion exchange resin by the addition of base. Answer will be H2SO. Next, deionized water is prepared by the following method: Clark's method, Permuted method, and ion exchange method, and Kalman method. Answer will be ion exchange method. So it is nothing but a synthetic resin method. In that, cation exchange resin produces H plus, anion exchange resin produces OH minus. Both will be added together, H plus and OH minus, then forms H2O. So it is a pure demineralized water. That is by ion exchange method. Next, electrolysis of 50% of H2SO4 produces H2SO4, 2 moles I am taking, 2H plus plus 2HSO4 minus. H2SO4 decomposed into H plus and HSO4 minus, 2 moles I have taken. The H anode. Always the reaction taking place is oxidation. 2 moles of HSO4 minus. So doubling here H2S2OH plus how many electrons? 2 electrons. Losing electrons called oxidation taking place at which one? Anode. So that's why H2S2OH will be formed at anode. Hydrogen gas at cathode. At cathode, reduction taking place, 2H plus plus 2 electrons give rise to H. Gaining electron called reduction. Reduction is taking place at anode. Hydrogen gas formed at cathode. Hydrogen gas at cathode, H2O2, no, H2S2O8 at anode and H2 at cathode. Answer will be the right answer, H2S2O8 at anode. Next, which one of the following used for the laboratory preparation of D2S2, D2O2? So already given it is K2S2OA plus 2 moles of B2O gives rise to 2 Kd SO4 plus D2O, deuterium peroxide. If you take H2O, then you get KHSO4 and H2O, right? Answer will be K2S2O8. If you take H2S2O8, you will get H2O, right? Next, perhydrolase. Perhydrolase, 10% is 30% of H2O2 carbon perhydrolase. This is 100 volumes of H2O. Already problems discussed. 30%. It means strength will be 30%, right? Next, the bleaching action of H2O2 is due to the bleaching action of H2O2 is due to oxidation, especially. Second option, H2O2 liberates H2O plus oxygen, right? So here oxygen -1 and it is -2. H2O and O will be liberated. So in that case it is oxidation, bleaching action. So answer will be the second option. Next, next bit. H2O2 changes aqueous Ki solution into H2O2 changes aqueous Ki solution. So Ki plus 2Ki, H2O2 plus 2H plus gives rise to 2KOH plus I2 plus and 2H2, right? And Ki is converted into I2. Answer will be second option. Next, 69. H2O2 acts as antiseptic agent due to H2O2 acts as antiseptic because of oxidizing property. It is acting as antiseptic and it is acting as a bleaching agent only because of oxidizing property. So that is second option is the right answer. Next, in nuclear reactors, heavy water is used as moderator to control the speed of neutrons in nuclear reactor. So heavy water is called D2O, deuterium oxide, used as moderator to control the speed of neutrons. Next, when heavy water reaction with calcium carbide, the product formed is heavy water D2O plus this heavy water calcium carbide CaC2, 2 moles I am taking, then gives rise to CaOD twice plus C2D2. If you take H2O, CaOH twice and C2H2. C2H2 is acetylene. It is a deuteroacetylene. 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 Clear? So answer will be deuteroacetylene, fourth option. Right? Okay. With this, conceptual bits completed. It is lecture 9. Lecture 9.